Sports Entertainment is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Bront,
I'm Willem.
and we are Baldy and the Beast. Welcome back to another episode of Sports Entertained. Willem, what are we doing today?
Today we are watching Edge versus Eddie Guerrero from really just a random episode of SmackDown in 2002. This match just kind of popped up as a great match to watch. It's Eddie versus Edge, no holds barred. It goes 22 fucking minutes.
I think the entrance is everything. When I did, because I just did that on the network, when I went to like a wiki, it went 17. Still,
even so,
for a SmackDown.
A 17-minute no holds barred SmackDown match between Edge and Eddie Guerrero, fucking sign me up.
Yep. So good match.
Yep.
I found it because I was looking at a top 10 Eddie Guerrero matches of all time.
Okay.
And it came in pretty high, so it should be a good match.
I'm down.
It happened in San Diego, California, at the San Diego Sports Arena on September 26th of 2002. So really this match happened, so everything from the brand split was starting to like solidify. And it was becoming really apparent that the SmackDown 6 was a thing, which I'm sure if you're watching this channel, you probably know about the SmackDown 6.
Yep.
They could always be relied on to put on a good match. It was Benoit, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Kurt Angle, and Chavo were the 6 men in question. I mean, God, like the reason why they are called the SmackDown 6, I don't foresee any combination of those dudes that results in a match less than like 3.5 to 4 stars.
Right. It's all fucking great.
Yeah. And that's not including they had like Taker on the roster, who wasn't the best in ring, but was a great character. Matt Hardy was on, like, they still had a good roster outside of those guys. Tajiri, I have a personal preference for Tajiri. Tajiri is great.
Yeah. I'd argue to say that the roster at this time is it's not better than today, but it's way better than anybody would ever give it credit for. It's a very star-studded roster. Out of the SmackDown 6, everybody except for Chavo went on to win a world title.
Better utilized than today's roster. It may not be quite as deep, but it was utilized much better.
Well, it was very not deep. That's the entire reason the SmackDown 6 is a thing, is because there were not a lot of people, so they had to rely on these guys to make the best matches.
So, but anyways, at this particular time, Edge and Eddie were embroiled in a feud over the IC title. They had a collection of good matches leading up to this one. This is kind of, I from what I understand, it's kind of the blow off.
Okay.
Just don't pay attention while I plug my headphones back in like a goober.
Well, hey, you got it without looking at it.
Look. But anyways, let's go ahead and run down that card. It is a little shorter than what we're used to, because obviously it's a SmackDown on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So we opened up with Rikishi beating Chavo. Then we had a tag team match with Billy and Chuck. Billy Gunn, another okay worker. Jamie Noble versus Jamie Noble and Tajiri.
Well, it's really interesting. Like, they had the SmackDown 6 at this time, but they also had, like, the cruiserweights. You know, even though it wasn't the WCW era cruiserweights, it's definitely still a, like, fantastic era of, like, of that style of wrestling, because, like, obviously you had Chavo, you had people like Billy Kidman and Paul London and stuff like that. They're around the time.
Jamie Noble, Tajiri.
The cruiserweight division at the time was fucking phenomenal.
They just weren't used very. We said the roster was better utilized, not the cruiserweights. They are utilized about the same.
Yep, the cruiserweights then were about as used as the cruiserweights now.
Yeah, Ray kind of broke that. But I don't know what happened with him, but Vince was like, "Yeah, you're the shortest one here, but and I hate short people, but you're also my favorite."
Yeah.
Question mark. Sold lots of merch. We know exactly what it was. Put lots of ducats in Vince's pockets.
Yep. Can't forget about Brian Kendrick. Can't forget about Spanky. JD.
Didn't he get fired for like fucking smiling?
Yeah, JD in the chat, he brought that up. That was so years down the line. This is a huge tangent. But the Who Killed Mr. McMahon angle that was squashed immediately because the Chris Benoit murders. When he was walking out the hallway to like go get in the limo that was about to explode, both Brian Kendrick and Paul, I don't know if Brian Kendrick was there. I know Paul London, he was just cheesing, like he was walking by all serious and he was just in the fucking hallway, and then he got fired for it. I think Brian Kendrick got released a little while before that. Although they, like, him and Paul London had the longest reigning of its era tag team championship reign.
Yeah. They were good. I remember that tag team.
Yeah, it was really good.
Ruled. They were really good. They had great high-flying style. This was quite the rabbit hole, though.
Hell, fucking Paul London, like, in a Rumble match, took a shooting star... he shooting star pressed himself to the floor. On to nothing.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, I remembered I had a little tangent of my own. The Paul London thing was like a precursor to the Titus O'Neil thing we would see about a decade later.
Oh, yeah.
Because Vince wanted to fire him at first, and they had to talk him out of it.
Yep.
So, but anyways, we'll jump out of that rabbit hole and back onto the card, yeah, where we got onto our no DQ match we're about to watch between Edge and Eddie. Singles match, Taker versus Matt Hardy, which went about as long as you'd expect, under 2 minutes. And then the main event was a triple threat match, which was Rey Mysterio versus Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle. So that was the card. They had a couple things, like Pete Rose was in here. Matt Hardy and his little MFer did a promo. But yeah,
Shannon Moore changed a lot over his career because he got really, really into like body modification and shit.
I haven't seen a picture of him lately. Maybe I should look.
Yeah, go ahead and take your trip to the Google machine. But yeah, he definitely, like, he got way into piercing. He got a lot of tattoos. His look here is very different from how he looks today. Although I think he still wrestles in Impact a little bit. But this is also around the time that, like, Matt Hardy on SmackDown, but Jeff Hardy on Raw. Like, this was around that time where Jeff Hardy, like, had that famous ladder match with Taker and led to the great call from JR, the climb the ladder kid, make yourself famous.
Yeah.
So that was a little ways before this one, but it was still around this era as well.
Wasn't he a part of Ink Inc?
I think so, yeah. So anyway, is there anything more you need to talk about on this, or can we go ahead and get right into the match?
No, I on the Shannon Moore tangent that no one saw coming. We can get right into the match.
So anyway, if you're looking for this on the network, this is the September 26, 2002 episode of SmackDown. The match starts at 36 minutes, 50 seconds. I'm going to give everybody about 10-15 seconds to go ahead and find this. I'm very excited for this match because, as I was talking to you about a little bit in the pre-show, I couldn't find a very high quality thumbnail for this. There was one that I found that was like, it was a great quality picture, but it had Chavo in it, and Chavo's not in this match at all, so it wasn't from this match. Although it was really weird because they had the same gear, so I don't know. Both
been around the same time.
Yeah, so I don't know if they were all like filmed at the same time, but who knows. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the match. Like I said, this match starts at 36 minutes 50 seconds from the September 26th episode of SmackDown. We're going to go ahead and count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
That's cool. Eddie went onto the rope there.
Yep.
Have you ever seen that spot before?
Oh, no. God damn. There it is. Eddie's bleeding. Both men were standing at the top. Eddie. Oh, that's it. That's the end of that match. Holy shit.
That was a big, and that was a move worthy of finishing the match.
Hell
but
yeah.
It kind of came out of nowhere.
It really did. So the finish of the match, if you weren't paying attention or weren't watching the match, Edge was standing at the top of the ladder that was in the corner. Eddie went to the top rope, to try and do something. I don't quite know what. But Edge got him, smashed his face on top of the ladder, and then hit. What was his finisher at the time? He wasn't actually using the spear as a finisher. It was more of a signature move. But he hit the execution, which is essentially just a like Bobby Roode's DDT. But he did it from like the top ladder off, like bounced Eddie off the top rope into the middle of the ring. That was a hell of a finish.
Finisher at this time?
Say that one more time. You did not come through.
Was he using the execution as his finisher at this time?
I believe so, yeah. Because he hit a spear earlier in the match and he didn't go for a pin.
Which is weird to see from Edge.
Right. Yeah, the spear was kind of his signature move, and then he was using the execution as a finisher, and then like a really weird like modified sharpshooter, kind of a weird Indian deathlock. That he was doing as he was calling it like the educator or something like that, as like a submission finisher.
I don't think Edge was gigging. Now that we are at the end of the match,
now that Edge has not bled, and it's Eddie that is bleeding. I've got a weird alfalfa thing going on. I've had it going on the whole fucking video. Anyway, so now that we've hit the end of the match, what is your hot tagline?
Oh. I don't know. Watch your ears first.
2002. No. SmackDown 6 good match.
I went in a completely different direction. Fuck that ref.
Fuck that ref.
Because Ed destroyed that ref.
Oh
that ref
God.
could have next week off.
That ref is probably still laying there in 2020. They go and try and do events like, all right, pick up the ref.
He's just like this dehydrated, starved body that
Yep.
lives on the fact that he's just in a coma.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and go into Rebooked. If you aren't aware, Rebooked is the segment of the show where we go and we look at the match and rebook it with modern competitors to try and see if somebody could do the match just as well, if not better. Do you know who you are going to go with for this week? I think I've got my people.
You should go first.
Okay. So
Buy me time.
Okay, so killing time. My choices for this match are, so I was looking at how the match went down, and my choice for Eddie is, God, I need to turn that vibration off because that is very loud. I don't know if you people can hear that, but I can fucking hear it and it's distracting. So my choice for Eddie is Seth Rollins. Very similar movesets. A lot of the same impactful moves, and obviously they both hit a frog splash. And I feel like he would do well in Eddie's spot as far as a performance goes. And then on Edge's end, Edge was more of the I don't want to say a brawler, but he was more of the hardcore guy in this match. He was the first to pull out a ladder. He destroyed a ref with this ladder. And then like he did some of the more impactful spots from the top of that ladder, a lot of the more hardcore stuff that you would see, and he obviously won using the ladder, bouncing off the top rope to get the executor onto Eddie. So but he did take a lot of punishment throughout the course of this match.
Yeah.
And who's a hardcore guy that takes a lot of punishment? Darby Allin.
I like that.
He's a little bigger than Darby would be, but I could see Darby just as easily in this match. So my two competitors to go with this one are Seth Rollins versus Darby Allin. I'd watch that match.
So I think I say this every week or every episode. I don't know if my comparisons are the best.
Yeah.
But based off of the finisher, like you kind of said, or for Edge, based off the DDT being the finisher, kind of being the more hardcore brawling guy, I went with Moxley.
Okay.
Because I think Moxley is good at those things. I should have said my other person first because I fucking forgot.
Well, I mean,
Oh no!
it's been a solid enough time if you want to go back to your default of Will Ospreay, Slick
No,
Billy with the big Willie. I
I
feel
don't
like he
think
didn't
Slick
fit
Billy fits
anyways,
here.
but
No. God, I had a person for Eddie, and then I was like, I'll do my John first. And then I was like, nope,
you're
I'll do John
John.
first. Well, John Moxley. I'll do
Oh yeah,
John first.
yeah.
Um, fuck. Who had I picked?
I don't know, but kind of looking at him, another good shout for this type of match would have been JD brought him up earlier. Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick would make a good Eddie in this match.
It's better than anything I have picked. Let's go with it.
You're welcome for the assist.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I don't know why I had such trouble there. I've never had that. The only person that kept coming to mind was Rey Mysterio. I don't ask me why. I was like, no, that's shit. And my brain was like, Dominic Mysterio. And I was like, no, that's even more shit. And then I couldn't think of anything good.
That's just as bad.
I have no idea why.
So, your match is going to be Spanky, Mr. The Brian Kendrick versus John Moxley.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
All right. So, do you think the right person went over in the end of this match?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I actually don't know because the ending feels like it was kind of a sneaky win for Edge. Like he just kind of hit that top rope educator out of nowhere, and it feels like Eddie had kind of, I don't want to say dominated, but he was definitely the aggressor for the majority of this match. So I think Eddie might have won on the end of this one.
Can I change my pick?
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. So
Mox and Hardy.
Mox and Jeff Hardy. Okay.
Because I think Hardy could hit some of the high flying spots. He can do, ladder spots. It was essentially a ladder match with a pen.
Okay. So we're gonna go with that for our episode of Rebooked this week. So what do you give this match out of 5?
It was a good solid match. It was definitely a TV match though.
Yeah.
I think this gets a solid 3.75. No, fuck it. 4 stars.
Okay. Any reasoning or just you're just going with 4?
I feel like personally the match could have benefited from a couple more minutes with maybe some more varying weapon spots.
Okay.
They relied a lot on the ladders, and ladders aren't the best at like hitting people with.
Yeah, they do come off a little clunky in the end, don't they?
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like if they had added maybe like a pipe or a chair or something that's more easily swingable.
Yeah. I'm going to go with 3.5 on this one because it was a very entertaining match. It was very fun to watch. But for a no-holds-barred match, it didn't feel like a no DQ or anything like that because, like you said, they really only did ladder spots. And they only did a couple of ladder spots. They even had a part in the middle where, as we've said multiple times now, they fucked up the ref, and then a new ref just came out. Like, why'd fuck up the ref? It didn't need to happen. It's a no DQ match. It could have gone a little bit longer, and it could have had a little bit more variety in the weapons used, and also the finish just kind of came out of nowhere a little bit.
Way out of nowhere. Yeah. I did not expect that.
Yeah. The match just kind of ended. It kind of felt like they were like, all right, finish it up, and then it ended.
Yeah.
But it was very entertaining, a very great work rate for this match. I'm still going to give it a 3.5 stars. All right. So
great addition to any TV though. Like I think
if they did match,
go ahead.
No, I was fucking with something and it like made my screen go black, but it didn't actually make it go black.
Okay.
I feel like if I'd watch this match on modern day TV, it's a great match.
If they advertised this match for Raw, I'd probably tune into Raw.
Yeah. Easy. Make matches I want to see and I'll watch your show.
Yup.
All right.
That's not.
Yeah.
We have time. Let's go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've got a little bit of time to kill. We got like 10, 15 minutes to kill.
So let's kind of go down the build to the Rumble so far.
Okay.
I did think it was this weekend. I talked to my one coworker that watches it too.
Is it not
and she
this
was
weekend?
like, "No, it's next weekend."
Oh, I thought it was
It's
this
the
weekend.
31st.
Okay.
So we've got a couple of different people announced, a couple of different matches. So I'll kind of just hit it real quick. The only two that are like officially announced are Drew McIntyre Goldberg, which is in limbo.
Oh yeah, because Drew's out with COVID.
I kind of hope this match doesn't happen because I have this sinking suspicion that they're going to give Goldberg the W.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that.
Don't want it. Do not want it.
What I do want is a last man standing match between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns.
Oh boy.
Yes, fucking please.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I'm here for it. That is a match I'm gonna watch.
So the Adam Pearce match was supposed to happen. Or is it Adam Pearce? Is that the right name?
Yeah. Did you see the GIF that was like Adam Pearce selling a super kick better than anybody else on the roster?
No.
So I'll find it and I'll send it to you. But there's a GIF of Adam like, I don't know if it was in a match or if they like canceled the match or something like that. But there was a spot where Roman was talking with Adam Pearce and Jey Uso was off fucking around doing something. But like Jey just like comes in out of nowhere with a super kick and just like hits Adam in the jaw and he just fucking crumbles. Like it is a fantastic sell of a super kick.
I do know he used to be like a wrestler and everything.
Yeah, he did.
So.
He did stuff in NWA and he did a lot of stuff in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, ROH is where I saw stuff from him from.
Yep.
But anyway, so he was supposed to have the match, and he came out and was like, "My knees hurt," essentially, and he was like, "But I picked you a new opponent," and it was KO.
Okay.
But the only other two matches that were announced were, yeah, I don't think it was exactly that, but yeah. Were the Rumble. And we'll just go down who is announced so far for each match and kind of talk about how it's shaping up.
I feel like they could have come up with a much more funny thing than like that. They could have came out as like, "I have to go, my cat's in the oven."
That would be fucking. Could you imagine? I can't wrestle this match. I have a haircut because he's bald.
Yeah, I have to go wash my hair.
Oh, okay, fucking Cornette.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever heard anybody say that. Is somebody was like, somebody asked me if I watched Raw once, and I was like, "Fuck no, I didn't watch Raw. I had to wash my hair." Anyways,
go ahead and do your rundown.
For the men's Rumble, they've announced 9 people so far, so about a third of the field.
Okay.
And honestly, could be a pretty good Rumble, especially if we have some good surprises. You got Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Otis, The Miz, Jey Uso, Cesaro, and Jeff Hardy. That's a good fucking match. Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah. So and Rumbles usually with as deep as the roster are, I could be hard to put on like a subpar Rumble.
Oh yeah. What's the over under on any member of the Undisputed Era showing up in the Rumble? Like not as a debut on the main roster, but I feel like ever since like they brought Adam Cole out the one year, every year there's been some member of the Undisputed Era that's been in the Rumble.
So I haven't seen that, but I did see today the over-under on the winner went from 100 to 25, being Tyson Fury.
Oh.
Fucking shoot me. I swear to God. That would be awful.
God.
There's no way they can make that. I'm sorry. Like, maybe it could be good if the entire time that Tyson Fury has not been doing stuff with the dub, he's been training to wrestle. And if he comes out a semi-competent wrestler, I'll be fine with it.
That ain't it, Chief. No, thank you.
I do not think that that's likely. I don't just want to shit on it before it happens, because it may not happen at all.
Right.
But that's a big jump in odds.
That would make about as much sense as Anderson Silva entering the Rumble and winning it.
Who's to say that isn't going to happen now?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Vince might have me enter the Rumble. We don't know. I'm just as qualified to wrestle as those fucking people.
I can just fucking see it like at number 31. There's like they cut out the little what I did for our webcam thing where it like says your name. They just cut that out. Yeah. Like your entrance video package is just the Stony Jabroni.
Oh my
you
god!
Just walked out of the ring, just fucking wave, happy as can be, even though it's in it's in the fucking the Amway Center. So like, there's nobody there. Everybody on the screens are just like, who?
Who the fuck is that? To quote a rapper that needs more love, everybody should go listen to Cal Scrubby. Who the fuck are you?
Oh.
Got Cal Scrubby in on the podcast. God damn, I'm doing good today. Oh, I'm so excited with myself. Anyways.
Oh, before we move on, got your brother in the chat saying, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?"
Bien, ¿y tú? Anyways, I can speak un poco Spanish. But we'll get to the women's match. So far, not as good. Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair. That should be what she's called when she's a face.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair.
That's
what she should be called when she's like special guest referee, Charlotte Flair.
We should be on the writing team. We have to have a special guest referee match right now.
Like, why? What does that make sense? Like, we have to change her name to Charlotte Flair.
She's a fair referee.
Yeah. And then then fucking like Swerve. She's not fair. She does like a fast count at the end.
Oh my god! And she hit somebody with a chair to.
Yeah.
Anyways,
she fucking Yano's at the end of it. Just. No. My name is fair, but I'm not fair.
You thought you had it all figured out, but you do not know. But most of the people announced on this, out of the 9, I think. Yeah, 9, 7 are from Raw. Okay. So I would hope there'd be at least 3 on SmackDown that are announced. But like I said, it was Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, and Shayna Baszler. Sasha still has the SmackDown Women's belt, right?
I think so. I know Alexa Bliss just won the Raw Women's belt last night.
Yeah, she kind of squashed
Asuka. Yeah, that's unfair.
I don't know. It kind of went into the story like the Fiend took over. Depending on where it goes, that could still be fine.
Yeah. Elijah says Charlotte Fair spelled not fair, but the not is silent. Charlotte and Fair. Her middle name is not.
Oh my! That would be how Vince does it too, and you fucking know it. My middle name is not. Ha ha ha! Charlotte not Fair. Oh, fucking shoot me. But yeah, Sasha is the reigning women's champion. Bayley's gonna win that, isn't she? She's got to.
I could see them carrying this through till Mania.
Well, no, that's how they'll do it. Is you have Bayley win and challenge Sasha at Mania. That'd be how I do it, anyways.
But we just took the belt off Bayley.
I don't give a fuck.
But do we want to keep seeing Bayley as women's champion?
Yes, she is very good.
Okay.
I think you have to, because if you don't, she will not re-sign a contract, and she will go be the forever AEW women's champion, because she is the best women on that roster.
Bring a bigger belt with her.
Like, I hate to be that way, but like, if I am one of the four horsewomen, or Asuka, I'm looking at AEW like I could be forever champion.
Or look at the Knockouts division. Look at Impact.
Yeah, I mean, just elsewhere.
As weird as it sounds, like the Knockouts division is fucking, it's fucking great.
Bro, but if you sign with AEW, you could do Knockouts, because I don't know if Impact enough would pay enough money.
Yeah. Plus, if you signed with AEW, then you'd also get shots at like the NWA Women's title,
potentially like Stardom, because I feel like they're letting them use Bullet Club. They have to have some kind of handshake deal worked out because they let Kenny say and wear a Bullet Club shirt.
Is Stardom owned by New Japan, or are they just? Well, I know they're owned by the same company.
Well, they're owned by they're owned by
Yeah,
I don't think they're technically linked, but I know Stardom had a match on Wrestle Kingdom the past couple of years.
Yeah.
But I think if you could make a deal with one to work with New Japan, I don't think it'd be hard to be like, can we also work with Stardom?
Right.
But potentially Women of Honor too, if I don't know how deep that is, but you could still work there. It's still a place to work.
Well, apparently people like Sumi Sakai were staying signed to Ring of Honor and Women of Honor just because apparently out of this whole pandemic, Ring of Honor has done a just fucking stand-up job keeping people employed and giving them keeping them paid, even though they've not had places to work.
I have not heard anything negative about them, so that doesn't surprise me.
I've heard lots of good things about Ring of Honor. I need to never ever do the OK hand symbol again because, white supremacy.
Yeah, they ruined that for us.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard rumors that maybe Vince is looking at Ring of Honor for ye old tape library and potentially as like the new NXT. And I swear to God, if that happens, I'm gonna cry.
Wasn't Evolve supposed to be the new NXT? And then I've not heard a single thing happening to Evolve ever.
I don't know. I know they were allowed to use some contracted WWE talent.
Okay.
But you know how that is.
Yeah.
Vince could have changed his mind because the wind blew the right way.
The wind scuffed my hair. Fuck Evolve.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of that rabbit hole, because I don't think did I get past Bailey? I don't think I did.
I don't think so.
But the rest of it is pretty meh.
Yeah.
I wonder how they're gonna. So Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, and Shayna Baszler. But you said, did Alexa win the title?
Yeah, she won the title last night on Raw.
Well,
I think she's facing Charlotte at the Rumble. I think.
So maybe she'll lose. Maybe she's out of the Rumble too now. I don't know.
Actually, I think it might be like, I don't know. This is purely from Wrestle Talk, so it's all speculation, anyways. But I know Alexa won the title last night, so it might be setting up for Alexa versus Charlotte at Mania, possibly.
That wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't hate that, especially if she was still doing the Fiend stuff.
Yeah, apparently last night on Raw, she did a Fiend style character transformation where she just kind of went emo, but didn't have a mask or anything like that. She just went from happy playful Alexa to dark emo Alexa.
Well, but then at the end, I heard they did the "Let Me In" Fiend voice.
Yeah.
I think with maybe her saying the words.
Well, she said let him in or something like that.
I think they should just fucking let the Fiend be a corruptible influence, and it's because she got close enough.
Yeah.
Now the Fiend can the Fiend is also Alexa Bliss now. He can possess anybody that gets too close. That'd be fucking awesome.
The Fiend is less a person and more a supernatural entity that can possess bodies.
Yup. Because then you can kill it by, I don't fucking know, it's wrestling. Do something hokey and great. Do a cinematic match where Bray Wyatt gets, I don't fucking know.
Do that thing from fucking Dragon Ball where they sealed King Piccolo in a jar for 1,000 years.
I can't think of the word. What's it called when you get a demon out of a person?
Exercise?
Yeah. I want to see a 20-minute Bray Wyatt
20-minute exorcism match.
Cinematic exorcism. I do not
get
want
Vince
to see
McMahon
that.
on the hard. We got an idea. We got a bridge to sell him.
Just to be very clear, I do not fucking want to see that at all. I don't want. If that happens, no part. I don't want any part of that at all.
A fucking 25-minute exorcism. Not a match. It's just they shoot they shoot a 25-minute video clip, and it's just like it's literally it's an old priest and a young priest, and they go and they fucking exorcise the fiend out of Bray Wyatt, and it turns into like a really, I don't fucking know, like the swamp match, but really shit with no actual fighting.
I was thinking just wrestlers take turns smacking Bray with fucking sage that's on fire. Fuck you! Be gone, thought.
Or no, have it be a thing that takes place over an entire episode of Raw, where Bray is just like shackled in the back as the Fiend, but nobody can do anything, and then it's just clips throughout the night of random people coming up trying different ways to get the Fiend out of him. You know
what I've learned from this conversation, Willem? We give the creative team a hard time for being shit, but it's not as fucking easy as it looks.
You're not wrong.
Fuck.
Anyway, we've gone a little long in the tooth on this episode. Do you have anything else you want to bring up tonight?
We hit. So Shannon Moore was in this episode. Fucking Spanky was in this episode. A 20-minute Fiend exorcism. We hit everything I could possibly ever wish to hit.
I'm telling you, Vince, hit me up. You don't got my number, but I'm sure you can find it. You know people.
You employ lots of other people to be on your creative team. Why not us?
Right. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and call that a wrap for the night. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and checking us out tonight. If you haven't already, go ahead and check us out in the description down below on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any of the places that we're at. If you don't feel like looking at our beautiful faces here, you can go ahead and check us out on the audio-only podcast over on Anchor or Spotify or any of the places. Once again, that is in the description down below. We will see you this Thursday for the finale of our Austin vs. The Rock trilogy, where we watch Stone Cold Steve Austin vs. The Rock at WrestleMania 19. It's going to be a fucking banger. It's one of my favorite Manias to watch.
Yeah.
Thank you once again for coming out and checking us out tonight. We will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.